Good morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I'm involved in and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday. It's April 4th. It's Easter, so happy Easter to those of you who celebrate. For those of you who do not celebrate, I hope you're having a great Sunday and a great week. So I want to say welcome to anybody who's finding my channel for the first time. I hope that you enjoy what I have to say and enjoy spending this time with me, and that you hit like and subscribe and come back every week. And for those people who do that already, thank you so much for being here for me and with me. And I do enjoy spending this time with you every week. And I'm looking in the viewfinder and my hair looks weird and it's bugging me. But okay, I'll try not to be vain, but you know. So I want to say a big thank you to Maria for buying me a coffee this week. I do have the link below if you're watching on your phone or on computer. I have the buy me a coffee link. It is something that is there for you to use and me to enjoy the little bit of monetary kindness that people give me. It is completely not necessary. It is much appreciated if you do choose to use it, but it is there for you. And it's always like fun for me when I get a little notification that somebody bought me some coffee and left me a little message on that site. So if you want to use it, it's there, and thank you in advance. And thank you, Marie, for using it last week. I have to give a big thank you to all of you guys, and especially to the people who are my loyal defenders, I guess is the word to use. I got a comment last week on my channel. It went away the next day because I think because several people jumped on this person. I don't want to call them a troll because I don't know that it was actually a troll-ish comment. It was just not, it was worded very nicely. It's kind of one of those Southern bless your heart things where they said really politely and nicely, and it was still kind of like, so the person did not like my hair color. They found it distracting. To that I have to say, you are 100% entitled to your opinion, but I think it's a little bit ridiculous to go onto somebody's channel and comment on something that they're obviously doing to themselves. I've been coloring my hair fantasy colors, if you want to call it that, for over 2 years, and I have no intention of stopping it. Obviously, I like it. I like the way it looks. To me, when I first did it, of course, I looked in the mirror in purple hair. It was a little jarring. Now it's like what I look like. I think I've talked on my channel before, like why I started it. I have been coloring my hair since I was 17 years old. I started going gray at 17. It is a family, on my dad's side, hereditary thing. My grandmother had full head of white hair at 20. And I started going gray at 17. So I didn't want to go gray at 17. I don't want to be gray now at 55. If I didn't color my hair, I would probably be full, like, white at the top, salt and pepper at the bottom, whatever. And I just don't, it doesn't feel like me. So yes, I've been dyeing my hair since I was 17. I've gone the gamut of reddish shades. I think the most bright whatever was when I was in my early 20s. I had very coppery hair. Excuse me, I'm probably going to be grabbing the tissues a lot today because seasonal allergies are kicking my bottom. I'll talk about that in a minute because I think that that's going to be the title of the video, so you guys already know about it. But anyway, so I've been coloring my hair for all those years. After my divorce, you know, that's a very classic time when people want to do something. And so I got this like bug in my ear to try and dye my hair pink. And I'd seen all these ads for Overtone. This is not an Overtone commercial. It's not sponsored by Overtone. It just happens to be what I use. Because I was beginning, first of all, the box dyes is a pain to do. It's messy. And I always did it myself. I've never paid to have my hair colored professionally. And it always looked good. I mean, I have no complaints about that. I did a decent job of just dumping stuff on my head. But I didn't think it was that good for my hair, and I had suffered some hair loss due to stress, due to hormones, due to all that kind of stuff. So I just decided to try something different. I tried overtone. I tried pink at first, and I did not like it. It was super, super bright at the top of my head, and I just didn't like it. And so I started with the purple and then the ombre, and that stuck. And I've been doing it, as I said, for over 2 years, and I have no intention of going back. It's me. At least for this time period of my life, it's who I am. And so although I do, for the most part, value the opinion of everybody who watches my channel, and I love to get your feedback, and you are 100% entitled to tell me that you don't like the way I look, you telling me that is not going to change a darn thing. So anyway, that's that. So anyway, somebody said something on my channel about not liking the way my hair looked. They thought it was distracting. Sorry, not sorry. Thank you to all of my commenters who were outraged and jumped on her, and the comment disappeared the next day. So if you're still watching, I'm sorry if you're distracted, but having colored hair is not really that unusual in this day and age, and it's something I choose to do. And it's kind of rude to, you know, point that kind of thing out to somebody. I mean, I am on a public channel, so you do have a right to comment to me, but you still don't have to say anything mean. And, you know, if you can't say something nice, you know, isn't that the comment? If you can't say something nice, you don't need to say anything at all. So anyway, that happened last week. A lot of people thought I was upset, even my good friends, because I told them about it, because I kind of thought it was amusing, and they thought I was upset. I really wasn't upset. I thought it was kind of funny and a little bit annoying, but you know, I know not everybody's gonna like what I do with my style, but it's my style. I can do what I want. You know, that's one thing. I may not love everything about being single and being divorced, but I certainly don't have to account to anybody about my appearance and what I choose to do with my looks or my dress or anything like that. So, yay for being a grown-up and getting to make your own choices. So anyway, but still, thank you to everybody who kind of like rushed to my defense on that. I really appreciate how many of you make me feel really good about my choices on how I look and the things that I do. So, so thank you for that. Let's see. Last week I had mentioned I was going to get my vaccine, and I did get it on Tuesday afternoon. I did have a slight reaction. I got the Moderna vaccine, and I know a lot of people have had no reaction at all, except maybe an achy arm. Funnily enough, my arm never hurt. Like I could barely even tell that I got it done, but I did. I came home, I got it done around 3:30, came home, conked out like immediately, slept until like 8, got up, conked again. I was running a slight temperature, about 100, which is really nothing. I took an Advil or something, and then the next day when I woke up in the morning, I still had a very slight fever, like 99 point something, but I was just so tired. So I did stay home from work that day. If I had, you know, something really important happening at work or a client coming in, I would have gone into work. I wasn't that bad, but knowing that it was kind of a light week, I decided to give into it, and I stayed home and I slept until almost noon, I think. So it just conked me out. I don't know what the second one's gonna do. My boss had his second shot the same day I had my first shot, and he did feel, he said, a little bit sick to his stomach and stuff. So who knows, if I had a reaction on the first one, I don't know if I'll have a bigger reaction on the second one or no reaction. I don't know. Everybody seems to be different about that. So, but I did get it. So that is a nice thing to know, that I have my first bit of vaccine in me, and having a reaction, I guess, they say that means that, you know, your body is building up the immunities that you need. So I guess that's a good thing. Also, medically speaking, for those of you who are interested, I had my A1C blood test done on Monday. I haven't talked about it a lot on this channel, but I did have very high blood sugar numbers back in September, and had to start taking a little bit of insulin. I don't take very much, but my body responded really, really well to it. And my numbers like shot down. I also started not 100% eating correctly, definitely not, but kind of just being a little bit more aware of what I was eating and everything. And so my numbers came down really, really well. And then when I took my second test, since I got this really bad numbers, I took the second test on Monday, and they are totally in the normal range. So that's good. So that's all like under control now, which is really nice. Let's see. Okay. Weather. We are definitely in spring. A little bit too much in spring. Last week, actually, on Thursday here in Southern California, it got almost up to 90. So it's actually gotten a little bit hotter than I would prefer. I've had a couple nights this week where I felt like I had to have the air conditioning on to sleep comfortably. So yeah, so it got hot. There is something in the air, something blooming right now that my system is not enjoying. I woke up yesterday, itchy eyes, itchy ears, sneezing my head off, and I actually, which I very rarely do, I took a Benadryl yesterday, which I rarely do that because they knock me out. Like you conked me over the head with a hammer. I take one of those pills, I sit down, conk for like an hour. So I don't like to take them. I can't take them when I'm working. I haven't taken one today yet, but my eyes are just driving me crazy. Like I want to rip my eyes out of my head with my nails. So yeah, so if anybody has any like suggestions about like, I don't know, homeopathic type stuff to really take care of those itchy eyes, let me know, because it's driving me crazy. I put like regular eye drops, and then I actually got these Luminaire drops, and actually I think those might have helped a bit because I put those in because my eyes were so red. I put them in to like for looks, and they've soothed my eyes for the time being. So that I'm glad about. But if I all of a sudden have a sneezing fit in the middle of the video, then that's what it is. There's something in the air. I don't live in a very bloomy place. There's not a lot of plants and stuff in my complex. So I'm not seeing any like flowers or anything, and I've never really been allergic to flowers that I've been aware of. But something in the air right now is like driving me crazy, and the itchy eyes and itchy ears. Sneezing, yeah, okay, that's fine, it's annoying. But the itchy eyes and the itchy ears just make me want to like scream. So I'm dealing with that today. Other than that, yeah, life is normal. I got a day off on Friday. My boss and his sister, who's the other person I work with, they are very observant Catholics, so we always get Good Friday off. So that's always a little extra bonus for me because I don't celebrate Easter. So it was nice to have that extra day off, especially after a week where I had my vaccine and everything, and allergies, so I've just been like a little extra tired. So I've gotten a little extra rest and sleep, so that's good. And I did 1 or 2 chores. My kitchen right now is scary, so I need to do that this afternoon. But okay, so let's get on to the stitching. I've jabbered at you long enough without showing you anything. And I feel like, drum roll, I have a finish, which should not be surprising to you guys because I did talk about it last week that I was very close to a finish. And in fact, what did I say last Sunday? Like, I will be finishing this tonight. Did not happen. I finished this on Thursday. I just wasn't really stitchy this week. But here we go. Ta-da! Cats in the Rain. Done, finished, FFO'd even. I have a felt backing on this and it's not wanting to stick really good, so I might actually have to glue the edges, but I did end up losing a couple of my raindrops here, but I think overall it looks good and I'm pretty happy with it. So this is Cats in the Rain by Madame Chantilly, and I made a lot of changes to color. No changes to the pattern obviously, but I picked, this is a BestitchMe opalescent fabric, and I followed pretty much the color of the cats, but I changed it up. I added a couple other grays in there and I made them a little bit more diverse, and definitely changed the color of the slicker to, this is Enchanted by Color and Cotton. I changed the color of the umbrella. I added these little Smyrna crosses. Yeah, little Smyrna, like one strand Smyrna crosses on the umbrella, and I just love the way it turned out. I just love it. So somebody said that they're gonna miss seeing this every week when I show it because it's done, but I think I'm gonna hang it, at least for now, right there in that white space, so you'll still be able to see it for a while unless it gets moved and changed out with something else. But I've enjoyed this very much. We used the I used it in February. I used the hashtag Be My Own Valentine Sal, which is something I did last year as well, and something that I probably will do every year just to kind of remind myself for self-love. But then we also used, I stitched this with Amy Sprinklestein Stitches, and we used the hashtag Cat Sal for Mom, because when I lost my mom in January, this was already planned for February, and it was a pattern that my mom really liked when I showed it to her, and she loved cats, and I kind of imagine this is my mom as a little girl. So, although I don't think she had cats growing up. But anyway, I just really like this one. And I was talking to Amy a little bit this week, and we were talking about how now that Sal is done for me, we should stitch something else together. And we have Chester's Place, but this usually, I guess I would talk about it in plans, but I might as well now. So as happened before with this one, I saw her show a pattern on her channel that now with Cats in the Rain, I had it. So I contacted her and said, hey, I have that. Do you want to sell it? With the Lila Studio pattern, she showed it, and I liked it so much that I went out and bought it. So I figured, since she is the one who forced me to get it, that this would be a good one for us to sell together. So we're gonna do this in starting in May, because I'm doing Cat Mania. So this will be one of my new starts for May. So this is a Lila Studio. It's called All Hallows Eve. I have another pattern going called All Hallows Eve, but we will be starting this one in May. Anybody who would like to join along, I don't know that we have a hashtag yet, so Amy, start thinking. But this will be started in May with Amy Sprinklestein Stitches. And of course, we were talking a bit about this after my video came out last week with the whole comments about my hair, so I'm like, of course I'm going to make her hair purple, because I do like that. And so I pulled fabric and flosses. I think I'm going to use this fabric, which was an eBay find. Does not have a name. It's kind of this weird purpley green, but I thought actually it would look kind of cool, especially maybe this area. I don't know. There's lots of cool places. And the fabric this was originally done on is kind of a model-y fabric. It looks really good on that, but I'm not really into all of the neutrally colors, so I tend to want to brighten it up. And then I pulled all of these flosses for it, so I think it will look good. Sometimes when I pull too many colors, they don't look good together, and then I suffer and have to rethink, but you know, that's how it is. So we will be doing that in May, and anybody who would like to join in on that Lila Studio pattern, please do. And I'm sure over the course of the next couple weeks, we'll figure out a hashtag for it. But I will be stitching it with Amy Sprinkle Scene Stitches in May as part of my Cat Mania. Okay, so that was my finished Cats in the Ring and my plans. Oh, I also had these finishes this week. Okay, I have 3 of them. Where's the third? Okay. I did these little diamond painting roses that I'm gonna hang on my seasonal tree. I changed out all the pom-poms, and I'm really, I know I mentioned it before, but I'm really enjoying putting the little micro beads on these after I finish doing the diamond painting, and I just love how it just takes up all of the stickiness that might otherwise kind of be annoying, and just add a little extra sparkle. Okay, so then starts. So we started April this week, and as you guys know, I had planned to start 3 things. This month my focus is going to be like my pretty ladies, and I didn't work on any whips. I just started the 3 new starts. And actually, you know what? Let me show you the whip first, and then I'll go to the new starts, because somehow pulling out the whip seems a little anticlimactic after talking about the start. So my whip this week, I just worked on it last night, actually, is Chester's Place. This is the other one that I am stitching with Amy, and we're stitching it Salve for Grouchy in honor of her cat. And this is Chester's Place by Whistlestop Stitcher. And this was a charity chart after its initial release, which was for a specific purpose. Now it is a portion of the proceeds are going to an animal shelter. All I did last night was just the little row at the bottom right there. And I'm stitching this with 2 strands on, I think this is a 32 count. I started stitching it and realized I had 3 strands, but I didn't feel like pulling it out, so I just continued with the 3 strands all the way across, and I think it looks fine. Okay, so that was the only whip this week. But as I said, I have 3 new starts. So, and this one I'm actually, I think, gonna have to restart again. So when my mom passed away in January, I know I've shown you guys this, I picked up this chart. I'm changing the pink to purple and changing the words a little bit. And this is gonna be stitched in honor of my mom. And I'm doing it all in silks. So I picked this 18 count Aida, green, I think it's called Green Splash or whatever, and I started it. The problem is this pattern, I've never seen a pattern like this before. I mean, it's, you know, and I know I don't want to show you the pattern, but I'm gonna try and cover. I mean, it's a small pattern. You know, it's not that much to it, right? It's small. So fairly easy, one would think. But I'm just going to show you just this little top bit here. Okay, focus. All right. Now, I don't know if you can see these little triangles here. Those are normal. This one is in the middle. It's a full stitch in between where you would normally put 2 stitches. In addition to that, there's all these little quarter stitches, which are like here. So you're supposed to stitch a long X. It's full of like partial, weirdly spaced stitches. And that's hard to do on Aida to start with, because it's a lot of piercing of the fabric. It's hard to do on an 18 count Aida where it's pretty tiny. And I mean, I think it looks like I think I did an okay job, but it just, I don't know, it's frustrating, and I'm just afraid that it's not going to look good. And, you know, and it's important to me that this one look good. And it's also important to me that it not be annoying to stitch. I was really surprised because I was like, I don't want to say looking forward to starting this, but I was like, this is an important stitch for me. And yet when it came down to start it, I really had a hard time starting it. Like I just sat there and stared at it. And I think it's partly because it's like stitching this is it's a symbol that my mom really is gone. Like, I wouldn't be stitching a memorial piece for my mom if she was here. And it's hard for me to pick up the needle to do it. Like, I like it, but it's hard at the same time. And I don't know, I feel like I'm having a hard time expressing myself about that, but it's like I want to do it, but this isn't going to be something that I'm going to whip through. I'm not, because when I pick it up, it's emotional. So anyway, although I really love this fabric the way it looks, I don't think it's the right fabric now that I saw how weird the pattern is. I think I need an even weave. So I pulled 3 choices, and I talked to my brother and sister-in-law about it, and I pulled this, which is a gorgeous color. I'm not sure that the stitching would pop on it. And then this, which is a really pretty soft green, but I was afraid that the stem and stuff would get lost on it. So we kind of finally came up that this would be the best option. So it's also a splash fabric, but it's just the light pink splash. And it's actually, this is also 25 count, so it's actually going to make it a lot bigger, which is fine. So I think this is the one that I'm going to end up actually restarting it on. So although I did start this, I'm going to restart it again. So, and honestly, I mean, I could say I don't know why I'm so emotional about it. I mean, obviously why I'm so emotional about it, because I miss my mom and I don't want her to be gone, to be dead, so that I have to stitch this. But yeah, I guess I was surprised. I didn't expect to be dragging my feet on starting this, and I felt like I kind of was a little bit. So, so I'm gonna restart this, and maybe today, I don't know, I feel like this is gonna be a pattern that I'm gonna like pull out and do a few stitches, you know, maybe one strand of floss. I don't think I'm gonna get this done really quick. I think it's gonna drag out because I think it's gonna be a little bit hard for me to do. Okay, then the other 2 things I started, were not hard for me to do. Were actually hard for me to put down because they were both pretty enjoyable. So I started, this is Dimensions Gold Collection. It's called Wind Moon Fairy. It's a Nene Thomas artwork. And it's all of these like gorgeous blues. And it came with 16 count gray Aida. And I started in the middle because, especially with kit fabric, like I don't think that they give you a lot extra. So I just wanted to make sure that I didn't, you know, that my margins were correct. So I got a little bit done. I mean, not a ton. I have a feeling like, although I love the blues and they're very calming, when I stitch on this, I'm going to then have to go to something that isn't blue because I get easily bored, I guess, with one color scheme. And then I also started Bellatrix, which is gorgeous, and she also fits Stitch Asia because she's about a Filipina chart. Beautiful Bellatrix. I also started her in the center, basically for the same reason as I have this like nice big piece of fabric, but she's a big girl, and so there's not enough fabric for full like 3-inch margins all around, and I didn't really want to calculate, so I just figured it's easier just to start in the middle. So that's what I got done so far. Just a bit of her skirt. This is fabric, Handdyed by Rolanda fabric. And I think it's going to be really pretty on this. And yeah, that is all my stitching this week. The beginning of the part of the week, I wasn't as stitchy as I thought I would be. Just didn't feel like doing anything. And then, you know, when I had the shot and everything, I just didn't feel that great that night. So I didn't touch anything. Let's see. So I already told you plans a little bit. Again, I'm going to be doing Cat Mania. So I'm getting all those, any of the new charts, I've gotten them mostly kitted. I've kind of like changed some of my plans as far as which things I'm going to start and which things I'm not, because, you know, I got the chart from Michelle Garrett, Bendy Stitchy, the night creatures that I wanted to add to that. So I took away another thing because I don't want to start too many things. I have so many whips that do have cats in them. I have plenty of things to stitch. And then I have a full coverage that I want to start, which is crazy. I have two, 3 full coverages already on the go. But yeah, I'm going to start another one. And the night creatures, and then this Lila Studio. And I think that might be it for the new starts. And then I have all my whips. So I'll try and stitch at least twice on all the whips, and then maybe 3 or 4 days on the new things. Yeah, so that's my plans for May. And then for this month, the rest of April, I will be stitching on the 2 that I just started. Plus I have Night Walk Down and Ella, Mirabilia Ella, and my Catnap Faye. I showed all these last week, so I will pull those out when I work on them to show you updates. I don't have any haul this week, that which is kind of crazy because I feel like I've been whipping out that credit card a lot ever since my mom passed away. But I do have a little bit of Stitch of Kindness. Amy, who, you know, I've mentioned like 8 times already this video. She won last year, I think. I think it was around Christmas time. I could be wrong, but she won like a big like treasure chest thing from her local needlework shop, and she showed it on her channel, and she pulled out these things, and she didn't know what they were. She like was, oh, they're mono deluxe mesh, and she was like, they're really stiff, and so I sent her a message, and I'm like, those are for doing needlepoint or county canvas, because I do that. And she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. She'd seen it on my channel, but she didn't know what it was. Which, why would you? If you've never used it before, why would you know what this stuff is? It is very stiff. It's mesh. It's not fabric. It's not, you know, soft like cross stitch fabric. Which I have, you know, a lot of people ask, what's the difference between cross stitch and needlepoint and blah blah blah. I did read a definition one time that I have shared on my channel before that said that cross stitch is embellishment of fabric. So in other words, you could take cross stitch fabric, something that we would cross stitch on, and you could not embellish it and make clothing out of it, and it is fabric. It is soft fabric. That is, you know, one thing that cross stitch is. Needlepoint is done on mesh, on canvas. You're creating fabric using your thread or yarn. You're not embellishing fabric with thread or yarn. You're creating fabric. So you're using a matrix that it would not be able to be used for clothing, for, you know, this is not soft. So you're creating fabric with the thread or yarn rather than embellishing fabric. So that's one definition that I heard of the difference between cross stitch and needlepoint. This is a needlepoint canvas, same stuff as that, just a different color. So you can see it's very, very stiff. It's not soft. You can, you know, and it's mesh, like screen. So you can do cross stitch on this. You know, you can do needlepoint on fabric, but traditionally that's one of the differences. Okay, so that was my stitchy kindness from Amy. So she sent these to me so very kindly. And it didn't get squished. My mailman did not squish it, which was something that both she and I were worried about. She made this envelope thing using envelopes taped together, and she wrote "do not squish" all over it, and they didn't squish it. So that was great. Okay, I think that that's about it for today, you guys. Plans for later in the day. I think I'm going to be getting on Zoom with my two besties so that we can craft together, and I think my brother might be on there too. So he'll be modeling and he'll be doing his model. I can never see my brother as a model, like modeling. Although he is a handsome man. I think Stacy will be doing diamond painting. She and I are actually going to do a diamond painting together. So what would that be? Paling? We're going to be paling this one. She bought this to do as a gift for somebody, and I just recently bought it because it's an elephant and I like elephants. So it's a little elephant with the umbrella. And so since we both had it, we thought, well, hey, we'll do them at the same time. And so she needed to start hers because it's for a gift for next month. So even though I started another one, and she actually had another one, she had the one that she's doing for me, we both set those aside and we're going to start this. So I kitted this up last night. I had to get a few new boxes, but I kitted it up. Put my little stickers on with my little symbols, and I think we'll be working on those today a little bit. So those are my plans for today. I may take a little nap this afternoon. If my eyes keep itching, it's going to be Benadryl time, which then means it's going to be nap time. And tomorrow starts another day at work, another week at work. My office may be moving this month. Our building that was being remodeled actually started going, and it's going to be done soon. My boss is super excited. He wants us to be super excited. I'm like, I'll be really happy when we're there. Moving, not so exciting. So who knows when exactly that's going to happen, but I think it's going to happen this month. So I'll let you guys know. Anyway, again, I hope you guys are having a great Sunday, great Easter if you celebrate. Enjoy some of those chocolate bunnies. And until I see you again next week, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.